mapenzi ya dhati.
Welcome to the CPTM Commonwealth Partnership for Technology Management Smart Partners Hub in London. Welcome to the Bank of Tanzania leading moderator and senior management. Welcome to the hub. But welcome also to the CPTM Smart Partners in the Bank of Tanzania in Dar es Salaam. And I suppose welcome to everybody to the CPTM briefing jointly organized with the Bank of Tanzania at the request of the Professor Benon Dulo, the Governor of Central Bank and member of the CPTM Smart Partners Central Bank Governors Inclusion Network. Today is 9th of October, just before everybody is making final preparations, and I hope that the briefing, interactive briefing, a smart partnership interactive briefing that takes place today, 11th Wednesday, October 2017, in the Bank of Tanzania, will be a very successful experiment to which I will be referring a bit later. The CPTM Smart Partners, members of the Smart Partnership movement, were very proud to finish with a most resounding success the Dar es Salaam 2013 Smart Partnership International Dialogue, called by the Council of Patrons and Advisor of the Smart Partnership Movement in 2013. And I think there is no one that have been or have touched virtually the dialogue dynamics and the dialogue outcomes that will forget the song and the extraordinary enthusiastic outcome around the theme leveraging technology through smart partnership. And here we are today, again, experimenting with leveraging the value of knowledge and the value of data within the Bank of Tanzania. It is the first time that a briefing of this kind is taking place, a briefing, an interactive briefing, within the intimacy of a central bank. It's not very often that senior management is able and willing to expose themselves intimately to the latest emerging digital landscape that is penetrating all the government, governance, companies, and all the countries, irrespective if they are emerging economies or developed economies. Today, in Washington, is taking place the Commonwealth Central Bank Governors meeting alongside the finance ministers on the margin, on the eve of the annual IMF and World Bank meeting. And it was only the other day that Mrs. Lagarde, the IMF managing director, made a few remarks in advance of the annual meeting on central banking and fintech, and she added a brave new world question mark. Well, in that sense, the Bank of Tanzania briefing today, interactive briefing, is actually experimenting and is leading some of these innovations in the central bank fabrics. The briefing today is very much an open agenda, although there are a number of sessions which have been outlined and a dynamic and a kind of agenda issues that should follow before the end of the briefing. I'm very glad that the CPTM Smart Partners team, those who are present, leading CPTM networking member, Moses and Kundwe, who is an academic but also is a real expert in following up alongside myself the emerging digital landscape with applications into both central banks, national statistics, National Bureau of Standards, etc. So the CPTM approach to the emerging developments within distributed ledger technologies, blockchain otherwise, and everything else that goes with it. The CPTM Emerging Digital Landscape Initiative, which supports all the other networks and initiatives related to inclusive growth, including national visioning and national security, securing the state type of initiatives, is particularly useful in the context and adapted to the emerging developments, and in particularly its approach for about 30 years or so is based on cooperative arrangements of a particular type, and is referred to as smart partnership. CPTM is uniquely emerging and evolving together with the emerging digital landscape, which impacts positively and otherwise all the smart partnership and national frameworks for inclusive growth. The role of central banks and the new responsibilities of central banks, particularly in relation to the financial inclusion, is of a strategic nature, and the strategic nature is based on networks of private sector, civil servants, politicians, and above all, consumers. And the CPTM Smart Partnership fabric is made that way, and it evolves that way. For that reason, it is extremely valuable, and without the application of this approach, no input of any expert will go any further than just a one-off listening to a definition of DLT or blockchain, and which otherwise one could get it on the internet without being able anyway to select which one is best. Or one could very well succumb to a number of consultants or a number of businesses which are competing for the market that is emerging into the digital landscape, particularly for the attracting the attention of central banks. Or even more so, even aid agencies are succumbing to try to get the attention of central banks, among others, to this sector. There is no way that any interactions with private sector, with experts, with aid agencies, with other governments or international organizations could be useful without the main objectives of creating a level playing field. And without a level playing field between the users, be it the central bank governors, senior management, within the intimacy of banks, functions of a bank, of a central bank, or the financial inclusion type of users, without a level playing field, the developments in the digital landscape will evolve and will go well beyond the understanding and the ability of taking advantage of this development. So this is a situation that is also visible into the Bank of England, in Bank of Australia, Bank of Canada, as well as Bank of Swaziland, Kenya, Central Bank in Uganda, in Seychelles, in Barbados, etc. So, therefore, there is a need for a different approach to this ongoing briefing, interactive briefings, which talks intimately and gets everybody on the same level playing field, from the governor, deputy governors, up to or down to and upwards, everybody who is working in a central bank. So this is the intention of this first experimental CPTM briefing, interactive briefing, and I'm very grateful to our CPTM Smart Partners team who is present and who is formed of Oliver Oram from Chainvine, CEO, with his team who is not present there but is present in Sweden and in UK and elsewhere. Peter Sweetnam, who is a financial inclusion expert but is in part of the Object Tech being founded by Paul Ferris, the CEO, and who is also available virtually for the time being. I'm also very grateful to Moses, who is my main partner. Jointly we followed the development of the digital landscape with applications since 2013 in Dar es Salaam. Deputy Governor, you are in very good hands, and please make the best of everybody. Finally, I would like to, as is a tradition and custom in the CPTM Smart Partnership interactions, I would like to offer a Smart Partners reading tip to the lead moderator. Is on cryptocurrency, the future of money. I found it extremely readable, and I hope that both the Deputy Governor and all the senior management passing it on and enjoy the simplicity of the explanations. I'm very sorry I'm not there now, but I'm sure I will be joining you in the nearest future. All the best.